Hey, welcome back to SourceFed. My name is Elliot Morgan.
And I'm Lee Newton.
Malala Yousufzai, the 14-year-old Pakistani girl who survived an assassination attempt by the Taliban, is finally getting the medical attention she deserves, which is medical attention in a different country, far away from the Taliban. Pakistani officials also are reporting on the apprehension of 3 brothers that are suspected of being part of the attack.
A United Arab Emirates air ambulance picked her up in Islamabad, where she was recovering from gunshot wounds to the neck and head, and escorted her to a medical facility in the UK with the capability of handling severe injuries to children. Her recovery will be a very long process, as she'll need the best medical professionals to overcome not just the physical trauma, but the psychological trauma as well.
She was a national hero for speaking out against the Taliban's treatment of women, but that also made her a target. She refused to back down and be silenced, even after repeated threats on her life. The threats became a reality when 2 disguised Taliban assassins stopped her bus and opened fire on her and her classmates. 2 other girls were wounded in the attack as well.
She's receiving medical attention at Queen Elizabeth Hospital, which specializes in severe injuries like gunshot wounds and head injuries. She is in need of skull repair and neurological rehabilitation, and with repeated threats from the Taliban, this seems like the best place to be. She's expected to survive, but death is the end goal for one particularly angry Taliban commander by the name of Maulana Fazlullah. His incredibly extreme version of Islam condemns any kind of Western influence or women's rights, and infractions are punishable by death. He deemed Yousufzai guilty of supporting both, as she championed girls' education over the past few years.
The attack has elevated her from national hero to a world symbol, much to the chagrin of the Taliban. They've promised future attacks on her life, which makes this move to the UK all the more important. I just don't understand why it took so long, and now, with her out of the country, the Taliban has resorted to threatening the lives of journalists covering this story and her father, who is the schoolmaster of a girls' school.
The actions of the Taliban have been condemned by the Pakistani government, as well as the rest of the world's leaders. And instead of making the locals cower in fear, many have stood up and demonstrated against the Taliban, swaying the public opinion in opposite directions of the militants.
Because I don't care who you are, you don't attack children. It's deplorable and vile, and these types of actions showcase the inherent weaknesses of an organization that is based in hatred. All the Taliban accomplished in this attack was the further spreading of Yousufzai's message outside of Pakistani borders and then around the world. She now, as a result, inspires millions.
Here's to a swift recovery and the further spreading of her message and her incredible brave spirit.
So give us an example of a young person you know who stood up for their beliefs. Let us know in the comment section down below.
And of course, click on that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Click on this annotation or head on over to SourceFed.com to see all of our news. I'm Lee Newton.
I'm Elliot Morgan.